So today I want to make a quick comparison video between the Lenovo Tab M11 and the Samsung Galaxy Tab A9 Plus. Both of these are terrific tablets that are really revolutionizing the lower budget end segment for Android. We've had a lot of bad tablets around this price point in previous years, but finally we are seeing a really big jump. So which one should you buy and which one is really worth the money? I'm going to let you know in this full comparison. Let's get into it. So I'm going to keep this comparison as simple as I can, because if you look at both of these devices, they are great. And if we look at price, you are going to see a little bit of a difference here. Bottom line is the Lenovo Tab M11 does retail for a little bit of a lower price. We have the A9 Plus coming in at $229, and the M11 comes in at $180. So a $40 price difference with the retail price, and that's about what you see as well if you're looking at different sales. I've seen the Galaxy Tab A9 Plus as low as like $150. Most of the time, if you're looking at sales, you'll see the Tab A9 Plus around $180, and the Lenovo Tab M11, it is a little bit cheaper. Like sometimes I've seen that tablet as low as $150, and that tablet actually comes with a stylus. You might find that tablet for around $130 if you find a really good sale, and maybe that version won't come with a stylus, but you get what I'm saying. You're gonna save 30 or 40 bucks, or you might get a stylus in the box, which is really unique because you cannot get a stylus that works with the A9 Plus unless you buy a capacitive stylus with no extra features. So when we look at value, the bottom line is the Lenovo Tab M11, it's a little bit cheaper. It's trying to really get those people that are trying to save money and maybe those people who are looking for a stylus. But when we consider that the Galaxy Tab A9 Plus is a little bit better overall, I would say they're about the same value if you're looking at which one is a better buy. And if we look at the designs, you're gonna find they're both very similar, not huge differences between them. Both of them have headphone jacks, both of them have 64 gigs of storage in the base model. I know the Tab A9 Plus does have an 8GB version if you do buy 128 gigs of storage. But the point is that they're both pretty similar. Even the speaker experience, I would say, is similar. You're not gonna get a fingerprint sensor in either one of them. So again, there's not a lot of differences as far as the design. They do look a little different, but I'd say the quality is about the same. You can even expand the storage on either one of them if you would like with an SD card. The displays are also very similar in my opinion. I know they're pretty neck and neck, and some people might prefer one over the other. Both of them have 90 Hz refresh rates. They have a similar resolution. They both look very nice if you do put them side by side. Overall, I don't really notice one being significantly better than the other. Maybe Lenovo's screen is a little better, I don't know. I mean, it really just depends on who you are. So the point is, what is different about these tablets? It's going to be the performance, and that is the one difference. Performance, well, I guess price is another one, and of course the pen if you are looking for a stylus. So if we look at performance, you're going to see, yes, the A9 Plus does have a little bit of a faster processor. The Lenovo has a MediaTek Helio G88, which does perform fairly well, and when I say it performs well, I'm talking about for a tablet around 150 bucks. I think it's actually pretty quick, especially if we compare it to older tablets like the Tab A8. It's going to do a decent job here on this Lenovo. The Samsung, though, it does have a Snapdragon 695 processor, and that is going to be faster, and I really did notice it in day-to-day usage. Especially if you get that 8GB of RAM model, you are going to be very impressed with the performance. After all, whenever I'm looking at Lenovo's website, all of the models on their website in the US only come with 4 gigs of RAM. So there is a nice boost if you do want to get extra RAM on the A9 Plus, you can buy that upgraded model, and that will help a little bit as far as your multitasking speed. And having that better processor, it is going to fly through things a little bit quicker. Now, we do get a 90 Hz refresh rate on both devices. I do still think the Lenovo Tab M11 is more than good enough for the basics. It is still pretty snappy whenever you're doing some basic tasks, and it's good enough especially for kids out there. So I was buying a tablet for my daughter, for example, and I wanted to buy the cheapest tablet that wouldn't be freezing up all the time. So I didn't want to buy a $50 Kindle that doesn't have the Google Play Store. I didn't want to buy a Walmart tablet. The Lenovo Tab M11 was perfect for this scenario. I found it open box for right at $100 at Best Buy. So if you look at those open box deals at Best Buy, you wait for a sale, you will get a better bargain on the Lenovo Tab M11, and it will perform more than good enough for the basics. The A9 Plus, on the other hand, will cost a little bit more, but you'll get a little bit of a boost there. So I really think some people will notice that. And also whenever you're looking at the software experience, experience. That will be another difference. I do think the Samsung has a little bit of smoother software. Some people will prefer Lenovo because it just feels a little more like basic Android, while Samsung, their skin is a little more flared up. But on the other hand, I know Lenovo can tend to have a little bit of extra bloatware, and Samsung, well, they do have Samsung DeX and a lot of other impressive things with their software that some people might enjoy. So whenever I factor this in and look at this comparison, you're going to get similar battery life between both devices. You're not going to get a fingerprint sensor on either one. The charging speed is also going to be very, very similar, and the screen quality is going to be similar. Also, the brightness is very, very close as well. So whenever I'm looking at all these things and whenever I'm comparing these two, I just have to say that it's very, very close. If you are wanting to save a little bit of money, if you're wanting a device that is more than good enough for the basics, and you just want a nice display, and you don't really care about extra RAM, you don't need that extra little boost in performance. It's not significantly faster, but you do get a nice jump with the A9 Plus. So if you don't need that, if you're just wanting a cheap and good Android tablet, and you're just wanting to find one that's not going to freeze up all the time, the Lenovo Tab M11 will be good. Of course, some people who have higher end smartphones, they're going to think these tablets are always freezing up, they're always the worst, they're lagging all the time. Yeah, they are going to be a little bit slower. Sometimes you'll have to wait for an app to open, things like that. So of course, if you have higher expectations, you're probably not going to want either of these tablets, and that is something I need to make clear. If you have higher end phones, you've had higher end tablets in the past, $300, $400, $500, $600 tablets, at least go with the FE lineup or the regular Tab S9 lineup. You do not need to be looking at these two devices. But if you are someone in this budget category looking for a very cheap Android tablet, you don't want to buy a Walmart tablet, you want to buy something a little nicer, but you might also want a stylus. Well, then you're looking between the M11 and maybe the Galaxy Tab S6 Lite, and I do think that those two devices are actually fairly good. The S6 Lite might be just a hair faster. It does have a stylus, of course, that does come with it. If you get the Lenovo Tab M11, it depends on which model you buy. Some models do not have a stylus with it, but if you do buy one with a stylus, well, you might find it for a cheaper price if it's on sale. So the Lenovo Tab M11 is that cheaper device that is still good for those people who want a stylus, if you find the right model with one, or it's a good cheaper device without a stylus if you're looking for a very good deal, a very good sale. Now, if you're looking beyond that, if you want, again, that little extra jump, the A9 Plus is it. I would say for most people, if these devices are close in price, and if you don't need a stylus, the Galaxy Tab A9 Plus is the way to go. It is going to have slightly more reliable software updates. They are a little bit faster with software updates with Samsung. It does have Samsung DeX, which I do actually like a little bit more than Lenovo's productivity mode. I do think DeX actually works very well. And yeah, neither one of these is going to be able to connect to a monitor with USB-C to HDMI. You're not going to be able to get these hooked up to monitors that way. But still, they have very similar features. They're very similar as far as the displays. They both have a 90 Hz refresh rate. So in the end, there's not a huge difference. It's mainly a little bit of performance, price, and the pin. Those things are going to really help you make these decisions. They're both 11-inch tablets. They are both very, very good, and I would recommend both of them for those people looking for a very cheap Android tablet. So hopefully this does help you to make your decision. Again, it just depends on who you are and what you like, but I hope it does help. Please give this video a like if you liked it. Give me a sub if you really, really like my content, and check those affiliate links because I post all sales down there, so you could check out those sales in the description. That's where it's gonna be. I'm gonna have a list of all the different items there that you could consider purchasing. So thanks for supporting my channel. I really hope you have a great day, and please enjoy some more content if you get a little bit of time.